Friends, as we reflect on the Christmas story, let's join together in prayer. Gracious and loving God, we give you thanks for calling us together that we might reflect more fully and deeply on the meaning of Christmas and how it is that each one of us can keep Christmas well. Open our hearts and minds to the movement of your Spirit and call forth from us a response that isn't lived out just this evening or tomorrow, but each and every day of our lives. Bless, O God, the words of my mouth, the hearts, the minds, and souls of those that will hear them and help turn them into action. Amen. When we get to the last chapter in Dickens' A Christmas Carol, Scrooge wakes up and exclaims, "It's Christmas Day, and I haven't missed it." By the time we get to the end of that 5th chapter, it's said of Scrooge that he knew how to keep Christmas well, if any person ever did, and possessed the knowledge of how to do it. What does it mean to keep Christmas well? We've gathered together as best we can, virtually and in small, safe bubbles. We've listened to the telling of the Christmas story. We've sung Christmas carols. We've gathered together for a virtual hymn sing. We've gone Christmas shopping as safely as possible. Perhaps more than ever before, masks have been a number one gift-giving item. But what does it mean to keep Christmas well? Is it the activities that we traditionally embrace? And is it the activities that we're sad and we aren't able to do this year? Are those what it means to keep Christmas well? Or is there something else? Perhaps deeper, richer, more meaningful. Not too long ago, popular news items and popular memes on social media were all about how Christmas was going to be canceled by health authorities and by COVID-19. That somehow it was possible for a virus or for government officials to take hope, peace, joy, and love, put them in a box, wrap them up, and stick them in the back of a closet where no one could have access to them, and we'd all simply forget that they ever existed. That somehow it was possible to move Christmas to your trash bin and then hit delete, and no one would be the wiser. And yet we know that that simply isn't true. Christmas is more than the decorations on the tree. It's more than the garland. It's more than the carols. It's more than the food. It's more than the gifts. It's even more than getting together with family and friends. Christmas is about the transformation that God is actively doing in the world. Christmas is about another opportunity for you and I to embrace what it means to live a gospel life and then go and do it. Not because we're going to get it perfect right off the bat, but because we're given another choice and another choice and another opportunity and another opportunity to keep Christmas well. After all, that's what you and I are called to do. That's what the shepherds were called to do, and the angels and the magi who show up on Epiphany. That's what Mary and Joseph were called to do. To keep Christmas well. It's the piece that Scrooge is called to do, to recognize that it's never too late to change ourselves, to change the way we interact with the world, and therefore to change the world itself. You and I can keep Christmas well. We do that by keeping the pieces of Advent, by keeping hope alive and recognizing that nothing can ever destroy hope. No matter how dark it might appear in any given moment, the light of Christ burns within you and within me. The divine spark is prevalent for all to see. We keep peace, trying to find ways of building people up, of mending broken and burned bridges, of recognizing the injustices of the past and having a different kind of relationship in the present with a different desired outcome for the future. We keep joy because it's the lasting aspect of Christmas. It's more than being happy. It's the stuff that energizes us and empowers us and enlivens us to go out into the world and make a difference. And we keep love. For that is what grounds us. That is the essence of the Christmas message. That is the essence of the gospel. A love that is radical. A love that is so deep and so broad and so tall that literally every single one of us is loved by God. Each one of us created in God's image, and we keep Christmas well when we keep that love alive and when we share that message with the world that in this community there is nothing that divides us. Not age or ability or color or sexual preference or gender diversity or gender expression or affluence or education or language or size or shape. Here, the love of God that we celebrate at Christmas unites us and allows us to fully live out our diversity, trusting that even when we do so, we are always reflecting part of the image of God. So friends, on this Christmas Eve, may we remind ourselves to keep Christmas well, to keep hope, peace, joy, and love alive in ourselves and in our communities, remembering that God is there with us, calling us beyond ourselves, calling us into relationship and into community in whatever way that we need to do it, so that we never forget what happened at Christmas. Amen.